Well, hello, good night, everybody, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Uh, Welcome to this segment of It's About to Go Dark, and I'm Dr. Jake Caprietta. Thank you so much for joining me. Take this time right now to go ahead and like, share, and comment on this broadcast as we talk about what's been happening today. Many of the cell towers have been down, and I want to go a little bit deep into what's been happening. So, just go ahead and take this time to like, share, and comment. Tell your friends about it. Tell your folks about it, and bring them into this broadcast right now. All right. All right. I am back, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Go ahead and share this, share this to all the folks that you know, and let them know that we are live, and it's about to go dark, folks. Some of you all remember this program that I started back in 2020 when we were dealing with a lot of a lot of scams, if you want to call it that. We were dealing with what we call the scamdemic, and so right now we're dealing with another scam because every time you look, you try to get the right information. They just keep on lying to us. Everything is basically a lie. All of the news reports and everything that's coming out is just lies. So don't fall for anything that you see, folks. A lot of deception out there. So go ahead and share this broadcast as much as you can. I'm going to give it about a minute. I'm sharing it myself right now so that people can come on, and so go ahead and share it. So this morning I got a text from one of our folks here at the church, and he was just really just checking to see if everything was okay, because there was a blackout with the cellular phones. And so I got this text message early this morning, and so it was really like 6 o'clock or something like that. And so I immediately checked my phone, my phone to see if everything was working. Fortunately, everything was working for me. I have two different services with T-Mobile and also Verizon. My Verizon phone was working, but my T-Mobile phone wasn't quite working. But I noticed that there's a lot of people that said that they saw SOS on their phones, and SOS basically is a term that was used during the sinking of the what do you call that ship again? But anyway, it was the somebody help me. Let me see here. It was the sinking of the Titanic. That's right. So sometimes people would refer to it as save our souls or save our ship, but it actually doesn't stand for anything. It's a Morse code that signals different people that's out to sea, to as a form of a distress signal. So a lot of people saw SOS, and I think that there is sometimes codes. These these people, nefarious people, they kind of send out codes, and we have to pay attention because we know that something is cooking, right? We know something is cooking, and I just thought that today was so strange because there was kind of like a combination of many different things that happened today, and if you weren't paying attention, then you might not have noticed it. And I'm going to get into that in a second, but I just want you to just go ahead and share this broadcast before I go any further. I'm going to welcome a few people on here, and thank you, Nora, for putting up Titanic there. I almost forgot. So anyway, share this broadcast with some folks, and I wanted to welcome Susanna Smith, who came on here first tonight, and then Yvette, who came on second, and Jenny came on third. And blessings to you all, and glad you're all on here. And also, if you are joining here for the first time, just put first time in the chat. And also, I'd like to see where you guys are from as well. I'm here in the Fort Worth, Texas area, and God is doing some amazing things. I would say that we're making some waves here in the Fort Worth area. God is doing some amazing things. And so, all right, Arizona. Let's see, where else are you guys from? Arizona. I guess y'all. Allentown, Pennsylvania. Where else are you guys from? Go ahead and put it in chat. I see Canada is in the house. All right. So Montreal is in the house. Another Canadian. Wow, that's awesome. First time, Anita Ward from Ireland. Yes, strange stuff is going on over there in Ireland. I'd love to hear about it. Missouri in the house. New Jersey, New York, Pastor Wayne. We have Atlanta, New Mexico, Puerto Rico, Connecticut. Tracy, good to see you. First time from Toronto. Welcome. We have Fresno, California, Spokane, Washington, Arizona, Mississippi. So check this out. Okay. I know somebody said, what's going on at the border? Beth Franklin, what's going on at the border? Nothing. The news will not report on anything at the border. They want it to be stale news because they just want people to come, continually cross the border. We got Charlotte in the house. We got Calgary in the house. All right. So check this out. I like to go a little deeper when stuff like this happens. I like to go a little bit deeper. I know a couple of things about the cell phone, industry, because I actually spent some time in the telecommunications sector. I spent probably about 10 years in the telecom sector, so I know who the major players are. AT&T and Sprint at one point in time they were my clients in the industry, and some other big telecom companies as well were my clients. Okay, we have Greensboro in the house. Good to see you. Sabrina in California and Oklahoma. Good to see you guys. All right, so because I have a little bit information, more insight into the telecom business, I thought it was very strange, number one, that a company called Crown Castle was having some trouble yesterday. Over the last couple of days, anyway, they were having some trouble with their company. And so Crown Castle, if you don't know, is a company that provides, or they basically provide cell towers to some of the bigger players, like whether it's AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, all these guys. And so Crown Castle has been having some problems with their business, and they have over 40,000 cell towers across the country. And now I'm kind of speculating about this being tied to it, but I just wanted you guys to know that there has been some shakeup with Crown Castle, and there are some bids to take over the company. And this company is a very powerful company. It's one of those companies that you don't hear of because they're not branded like a Sprint, or they're kind of like the guys in the back office that you don't really hear of. Like you don't really hear of the developers or the engineers. You hear of the front office staff, right? You hear about the CEO or the people that the products that they're selling. So Crown Castle sells to the telecommunications companies. And there has been some shakeups within that company, and the CEO, has resigned. The CFO has resigned. There's the board of directors. Someone left the board of directors, and so there's a lot of shakeup going on in the telecom industry because they're complaining that internally that Crown Castle is losing money and they haven't been able to recover for a couple of years. So they're kind of things are shaking up in that industry big time. Now, I'm not saying that that's the reason why it happened, but my mind immediately went there. Let's see here. Is it still distorted, or is it better now? Is my audio better now? Is my audio better now? Can you all hear me okay? I hope it's better. No? Jeez. All right, let me see what I can do here, guys. Let me see what I can do here. Wow. That is interesting. Huh. Oh, the mic volume is too loud. Okay. All right. Let me change that. All right. Can you tell me if you can hear me better now? I apologize for that. Can y'all hear me better now? Okay. Better? Okay. All right. I figured out what the problem is. I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to get this whole situation worked out with our technology, and so forgive me. All right, let's get back to the Crown Castle situation. Crown Castle is a company that leases cell towers, to all of the major players like AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, whomever. All of these big telecom giants, they lease these cell towers that you see on the highways, on people's properties, on whether it's on in a retail space, wherever. Crown Castle owns about 40,000 of these cell towers across the nation. And a couple of days ago, they were in the news, and so I was actually trying to. That was the first thing I looked up, was what's happening with Crown Castle. What's going on in the news with Crown Castle? Because I knew of them because they were also a client of mine a few years back. And so every time I see something that's happening in the news of with cell towers or cell services, I look them up. And also AT&T and Sprint were also a client of mine years ago. So I have a little bit of background in telecom as well for about 10 years. And so what I see, happening, it may not be that it's because of the shakeup that's happening at Crown Castle, where their CEO resigned and the CFO resigned, or it could be. I don't know. But they are being strong-armed to be bought right now because their revenues were a little bit low, or it could be something else. It could be some type of a conspiracy to take over and put somebody else in there so that you know what's coming. There's a blackout coming, and it may be that it's time to shake some of these companies up so that they can remove some of the executives out of the way that don't really understand what's going on, with this new world order. Move them out of the way so that some of the new players can come in, the guys that are approved by the World Economic Forum, of course, so that they can put them in there and get the ball rolling with what they've really got planned. And that's my perspective on what's really happening there. So with regards to what happened today, they're saying in the news and all over in the internet that there was a solar flare, and I tend to not buy that story because it just kind of it seems to me that they're just making stuff up and hoping that you buy it, right? And that's what I see. I just see that they keep on throwing these things out as if it's fact, but a lot of times it's fiction. So a blackout was reported across the Pacific, it says here, and they're giving a nice image that they just got off the fly. And they're saying that there was a solar flare that happened, and it sent a flare earthbound earlier today. And they're saying that this is the cause of the radio blackout across the Pacific. Now, I happen to believe that if they're strong on saying that this is the actual cause, I think that they're messing with the radio waves in the United States of America. The radio waves is a series of light that is that we cannot see. It's like low, dim lights that God created throughout the entire earth. And I think that they have found a way to manipulate the light. Of course, they use the light for radio waves, like so that we can get signals through cell phones or through radios and through many different technologies that we have and also to cause information to travel even across the radio waves. And I would believe more that they're messing with the radio waves, just like they're messing with our weather. And last night I talked about that as to how they are manipulating the weather, just like in Saudi, in Dubai. Dubai, they are doing cloud seeding, and they're causing Dubai to have floods, major floods, because they're trying this new technology. To them, it's new, cloud seeding, so that in Dubai they can get rain. And it caused a whole lot of floods there in Dubai. And so I believe that man is pushing the limits on just about everything. And so so they're just throwing things at us and hoping that it sticks. Talking about a solar flare. I can't believe in something like that. I just can't believe in any of this junk because that's what it is to me. It's just stuff that they just make up, And another thing that they just kind of threw at us today was, this whole story. Did I lose my spot? No, I didn't. Okay, so I've got it. I'm going to show you guys something here. Another thing that they decide to throw at us today was this. Let me see if it works. One second.
What's going on? My husband had that this morning and he's freaking out. And I was
like, sorry, that's another video. But let me play this video first for you guys. Listen to what this lady has to say. And they're really trying their hardest to brainwash us and to make us think, to believe their lies, basically. Check this video out.
Did you do your phone updates? No, this is all happening. Maybe you're looking at your phone and it's saying SOS. What's going on? My husband had that this morning and he's freaking out. And I was like, did you do your phone updates? No, this is all happening at 3 a.m. So we did that. Coming to work. He's not the only one, guys. If you're experiencing that, it may be a result of space weather. Okay, I'm going to do my best to explain what's going on. Let's go ahead and take a look. So there was a strong solar flare event that happened just after midnight, and they actually captured an image of it right here, okay? I had to look up this scale. I wish I knew everything about space weather. That's a whole different specialty. But R3, that's for radio communications. It's on a scale of 1 to 5, and 3 is pretty bad. That means it impacts radio communications for a few hours after this happens. And so right now that could be impacting some of our technology. And sadly, we're entering a solar maximum where we're going to see more and more solar storms, solar flares. And it's never happened in this time of human history where we're relying on technology like we have never before. So interesting time. Hopefully they'll fix it. But the good news is, at least when you're on Wi-Fi, you should be able to still text and call people, right? But there is an effect on radio. It peaked right after midnight. And there you go. A flare is an eruption of energy. You have these electromagnetic waves shooting towards the Earth at the speed of light. So it's almost immediate impact on the light side of Earth where the sun lights up. And so there you have
it. She sounds like she's just like trying to convince us that they have the facts or they have the truth, and it just sounds like a bunch of lies to me. So this is why Trump started Space Force. Yeah, amen. So there's another video. I'm going to play a short clip from it, just so you guys see how hard they are trying to convince us of something that's happening. And I'm playing this video here because while all of this was going on, I get this text from routers. And I don't know if you all know routers, but I follow routers. And the reason why I follow routers is because they're owned by BlackRock and Vanguard. They are the ones that control the news cycle. So they spin everything, right? And so if you want to know the lies, if you want to know the deceptions that's happening so that you can actually kind of dig and find the truth, then you can subscribe to routers. And so while I was just kind of digging for some truth, I get this message from routers, and it is basically, it says U.S. achieves the first moon landing in half century with a private spacecraft. Oh my gosh. So imagine that today, of all days, they decide to push this news out on us that there was a moon landing that happened today. Like it just came out of nowhere. Moon landing. Come on, folks. All right. Yes, routers. Just like you spelt it there, Pastor Wayne. I want to show you guys this video real quick, and okay, here we go.
Spacecraft on the moon.
As Mark Stossman reports, the lunar lander named Odysseus is aiming for a landing site near the moon's south pole around 4:30 this afternoon.
Ignition and liftoff.
Odysseus began its odyssey 1 week ago.
Separation confirmed.
The six-legged spacecraft, 14 feet tall.
1 week ago.
Houston.
This is the assembly room.
We met co-founder and CEO Steve Altimus last year as Odysseus was being prepared for launch.
We're delivering scientific payloads, engineering demonstration payloads, but not the humans themselves.
And liftoff.
But space is unforgiving. Last month, the first moonbound lander built by a rival American company, Astrobotic, suffered a mission-ending failure of its propulsion system.
Just like, almost every mission to space, they end up in in an explosion. So here's the funny thing, right? You got all this solar flare stuff going on, and allegedly this spacecraft left a week ago. We didn't hear anything about that, right? I don't know if you did. Maybe you did. I didn't hear anything about it. But usually they make a big deal if a spacecraft is going out into space, to the moon especially. It's a huge deal. But here today, of all days, they decide today to tell us about a moon landing, right? So, folks, this reminds me of that movie that Jim Carrey did, Okay, and I think everybody needs to go see that movie, because this is exactly what's happening. When Jim Carrey in this movie, he was on a fake Earth, right? And there was a dome over it, and everything was, kind of the environment was kind of created because he was really on a movie set. Thank you. It's called The Truman Show. He was really like on a movie set, and every time he tried to leave by boat, they would create storms. They would create bad weather for him, and the sea would just raise up. And even the people that were around him, that were like friends of him, they would act strange, and they would say things like if they were, because they were doing a commercial for a particular product. So the woman there, who was allegedly his wife, all of a sudden she'd just look to the camera and say, "This is a very good product. I think that we need to use this. I think every household should have it." And so it's a really cool movie because it kind of shows you that they wanted to distract, the Jim Carrey, who was the main person in the show, that grew up in this fake world and had no idea that he was in a fake world and everybody was watching him on TV. And so the thing is, that's what I believe they're trying to do to us. So when something big like this happens, where the cell towers go down, right? I don't know why they went down. None of us know why they went down, but they went down, and it caused a lot of people to have, a lot of panic, right? Because, of course, many of us know that we're kind of waiting to see what happens, because there's been a lot of prophetic words that went forth, right? And about this whole thing, about everything going black. Even back in 2024, the Lord showed me something with regards to this. And so when you see stuff like this happening, you're like, are we there? I've had so many, friends and, of mine that we talked today and was laughing and saying, well, I thought today was the day, because we know that something is coming. Something is about to happen. And so all of these things are distraction tactics that they are using to trick us. And so back in 1969, we went to the moon. Now in 2024, we can't go to the moon. But today, they went to the moon. Today, when we had a blackout, we went to the moon. Oh my goodness. All right. Listen, guys, it has been good. It has been good. So anyway, I do plan on being on here tonight at 9 p.m. And so join me tonight for prophetic time at 9 p.m. Central, and we're going to have a wonderful time. All right, we're going to get into the Word. So bring somebody with you. Let some people know that we will be live, and we're going to have a wonderful time of fellowship. All right. Let me see here. Let me see what's going on in the comments here for just a minute. With a cell phone and internet, but electricity would be difficult. They're hiding something. Yep. Each tower in Canada has its own generation system built inside it. Yep. They've got that here too. They're going to activate the illegals as UN soldiers. Yep. Lori in Houston. It's hopeful today was the day. I did hear we have a military blackout in no-fly zone. Yep. The Black Hawks are flying around. They were all over Dallas just a few days ago. All over the Dallas-Fort Worth area. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later on tonight. All right. Have a wonderful evening if I don't see you later. And stay blessed. Bye for now.